here on Live Now from Fox.
Why would your son want to kill the president?
Back off!
No comment.
No comment!
Were there any warning signs, Matthew?
How's Mary holding up?
No comment.
We'll release a statement when our legal counsel advises us to do so. Until then, we have no comment. We just want to try to take care of ourselves right now. So please, give us our space.
Have the feds released?
We've even had an indictment against it. And I think that we need to recognize the brazenness of the Iranian regime, including right here in the United States. And I expect that we're going to see more of it, and I expect there'll be more coming on that. I'm not aware of any threat information related to tech-tees that wasn't, passed in a timely way, but I can't really get into specifics here.
It's a minority's time here, but I just felt that was a question the committee needed to understand, and it sounds like you've known that for a longer service.
Any information related to threats against the former president, which again, as we've sort of talked about, is happens all too often, is something that we have a whole process we routinely share with the Secret Service on a number of levels in a timely way, and to my knowledge, that has consistently been followed.
Gentleman from Georgia is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for being here, Director Wray. Director Wray, the FBI is the independent law enforcement agency under the Department of Justice. Is that correct?
Yes.
And does the FBI director currently report to anyone?
Shocking revelations continue to emerge about Thomas Matthew Crooks, the man who attempted to assassinate Donald Trump. Recently, his parents dropped a bombshell that has raised eyebrows, suggesting that the FBI might be at the center of a significant controversy. As investigations evolve, the details surrounding Crooks' actions and motivations remain unclear, leaving many questions unanswered. Stay tuned, as this story is still developing and promises to reveal more unexpected twists.
The 20-year-old suspect who attempted to assassinate former President Donald Trump. After Crooks fired multiple shots from an AR-style rifle, a Secret Service sniper shot and killed him.
The assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, stands as one of the most shocking moments in recent history. As Trump took the stage to deliver his speech, a shooter nearly ended his life in front of a stunned crowd and the media.
So let's play it out for you in full right here on Live Now from Fox.
Why would your son want to kill the president?
Back off!
No comment.
No comment!
Were there any warning signs, Matthew?
No comment.
How's Mary holding up?
No comment.
We'll release a statement when our legal counsel advises us to do so. Until then, we have no comment. We just want to try to take care of ourselves right now. So please, give us our space.
Have the feds released?
The near tragedy outstretched in full view, capturing the nation's attention and impacting all who witnessed it. After the failed assassination attempt on Donald Trump, 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks was swiftly neutralized by counter-snipers at the rally. While Trump survived, the shockwaves from the incident remained for weeks. Just when it seemed all the details were known, new revelations emerged, casting doubt on everything.
Crooks lived in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, about an hour's drive south of Butler, where the rally took place.
Thomas Crooks.
He graduated from Bethel Park High School in 2022. He seemed to have little social media presence or record of political activism.
The biggest surprise came from Crooks' parents, who revealed their son was an FBI employee. Suspicion first arose when the family refused to speak to the media after their son's death. This revelation has raised even more questions, deepening the incident's mystery. Speculation and theories ran wild after it was revealed that Crooks' parents had reported him missing just hours before the shooting, despite him spending the night at home. Even more puzzling, his father had handed him the AR-style rifle used in the attack. This puzzling sequence of events led many to believe there was more to the story, perhaps even that Crooks was an FBI employee.
Members of Congress were told that Crooks had 3 encrypted accounts on overseas platforms. I don't think the nature of the platforms was described. We don't know if they were financial accounts or if they were social media accounts or some other kind of account.
The discovery of 3 encrypted bank accounts in foreign countries tied to the 20-year-old only fueled these suspicions. While it seems far-fetched, The circumstances surrounding the case have made this theory increasingly convincing. Now, here's where it gets even stranger. Investigators found 3 encrypted bank accounts tied to crooks, holding a staggering $1.5 million. These accounts, allegedly in Switzerland, Singapore, and the Cayman Islands, raised eyebrows. How does a supposed loner end up with such funds and connections? The mystery deepens.
We did not find the latter at the scene.
And why he flew a drone over the site about 2 hours before the rally.
Our hypothesis at this point, the experts think he would have been live streaming it.
Ray said 8 bullet cartridges were found on the roof with the gunman's body. The director testified that the shooter opened fire seconds after he noticed.
Despite FBI Director Christopher Wray's assurances that crooks acted alone, the evidence tells a different story. Investigators struggle to access encrypted messaging apps tied to crooks, but suspicions grow as an unknown individual frequently visits his home and makes trips near the FBI office in D.C. The timing of Crook's assassination attempt on Trump aligns with an uncovered Iranian plot to kill the former president. Despite these threats, the Secret Service denied requests for additional security and failed to act on multiple warnings about crooks at the rally. Crooks managed to stay one step ahead, exploiting overlooked security flaws that should have been addressed.
You can see frightened people running for their lives. And we're learning just days before, Thomas Crooks was on the internet, searching for information about the assassination of President John F. Kennedy.
On July 6th, he did a Google search for, quote, how far away was Oswald from Kennedy?
That revelation from FBI Director Christopher Wray, among many new details Wray provided in his testimony.
Thomas Matthew Crooks, once celebrated as a brilliant student who graduated with honors and won a $500 Star Award for math and science, shocked everyone by nearly outsmarting 2 of the most powerful security agencies in the U.S. Speculation swirls. Was he working with them? Or did he have foreign connections? His assassination attempt on Trump came frighteningly close to succeeding, only by a last-second movement from Trump. Though the former president survived, the attack claimed 1 life and left 2 others seriously injured. The incident raises troubling questions about how a young man could come so close to such a devastating act.
Former President Trump just spoke to the family of the man who was killed at his campaign rally. Yesterday, the New York Post reported that Corey Competore's wife refused to call for President Biden, but had not heard from former President Trump. The family was shielded at the rally as the shooting happened. The former fire chief is being remembered as a hero.
Every move Crooks made before the shooting casts a shadow over the FBI's internal processes and their ability to manage threats against those they protect. Congressional hearings are now underway, probing the FBI and Secret Service's actions, determined to prevent future failures. But lingering questions remain. Was Crooks truly connected to the FBI? Could a deeper, more sinister plot involve financial mysteries, security lapses, and even Iran? Is this all a series of coincidences, or is something darker at play? The truth is still tattering. We can only wait to see what emerges.
Did you ever have any interactions with Thomas, any shared classes in high school?
No, I didn't have any classes with him. My only interactions with him were just seeing him in school. I mean, he was bullied, sat alone at lunch.
Did he actually let this guy's name?
Insane. I mean,
Dad, put your leggies. Stop. Wait, Stop. Dad, put your leggies.
Thomas Crooks.
Known to his neighbors as a quiet, friendly young man, Crooks fired several shots during Trump's rally, injuring the former president and tragically killing a spectator.
He was just quiet, and I've never noticed anything off. I mean, he was just a normal kid to me, walking around the neighborhood. I mean, he was just a bit odd, that's all.
Thomas Crooks, the 20-year-old man who tried to shoot and kill former President Trump, was described as a loner.
This violent act openly contrasted with the image his community had of him. Neighbors recalled him as someone polite, often smiling but keeping to himself. Despite being reserved, he was always considered approachable, never showing any signs of the dark intentions that led to that fateful day.
They came and knocked on your door and told you to leave the house. What did you know at that time? Anything?
Nothing. It was a state of emergency. That was it. And then I started hearing rumors shortly after about there being a bomb.
he was bullied almost every day.
In what way? Can you explain?
I mean, he would sit alone at lunch. I mean, he was just an outcast, and you know how kids are nowadays, so they're gonna see someone like that and they're gonna target him because they think it's funny or whatever. So It's the best way I can describe it. And it's honestly kind of sad. Like, I don't want to say this is what provoked it, but you never know.
Yeah, you said he was a loner?
Yeah. I want to say he was a loner more because he was quiet, but like he was just bullied. Like he was bullied so much.
Thomas Crooks's family was known for their deep privacy, rarely engaging with neighbors in their upper middle-class community. Friends from high school described Crooks as a brilliant, quiet student with a strong passion for computers. He excelled academically, standing out as an exceptionally intelligent kid who thrived in school.
Saw the photo of him. Did you immediately recognize him?
Yeah, immediately. I've like all the yearbook photos and everything. I knew who he was.
And your reaction when you saw that?
I was shocked because knowing that he lived so close to me, that he did something like that, it's shocking. He was just quiet, and I've never noticed anything off. I mean, he was just a normal kid to me, walking around the neighborhood. I mean, he was just a bit odd, that's all. No, he would it's like a normal person. I mean, he's just a normal person who seemed like he didn't like talking to people. The only thing that was odd was that he kept to himself. Like, he didn't talk to people much, which I found odd because I like to talk to people and I like to make conversation. But
Thomas Crooks was a quiet, bright young man who got along well with teachers and classmates. Outside of school, he was part of a local shooting club and even tried out for his high school rifle team. Unfortunately, his poor aim kept him from making the team, despite his passion for shooting. After high school, Thomas Crooks was a dietary assistant at a local nursing home. He was known for his calm behavior and lack of criminal record, but beneath this mask, his actions hinted at a different side.
Hours before the attempted assassination, Thomas Crooks begins his day scoping out the rally site, sources tell CNN. He arrives mid-morning and stays for 70 minutes. He drives more than an hour back home where he picks up an AR-type rifle. His father later tells authorities he thought Crooks was going to the shooting range. Crooks buys ammunition at a local gun shop and travels back to the rally site. 5:10 p.m., local police first spot Crooks. Around the same time, he's seen in this video obtained by CNN affiliate WTAE, walking outside the perimeter of the rally in front of the building he would later climb. At 5:33 p.m., the motorcade of former President Donald Trump arrives as the eager crowd awaits. About 15 minutes later, Pennsylvania State Police notify the Secret Service of a suspicious person and share a photo of Crooks. Counter-snipers are alerted, according to a congressional briefing by law enforcement, but officers lose sight of him. Moments before Trump walks out, counter-snipers can be seen facing opposite directions. Trump takes the stage at 6:02 p.m. His team was not informed of the suspicious sighting. 2 minutes before the first shot, the counter-sniper on the building closest to the shooter's location adjusts his position.
Something going on. Something going on.
On the ground outside the perimeter, people start reacting to movement on the roof of a nearby building.
Look, they're all pointing.
A uniformed officer can be seen walking toward the building.
Yeah, someone's on top of the roof. Look. There he is right there. Right there, see him? He's laying down.
About 10 seconds later, a separate counter-sniper team on the southern building turns around 180 degrees to face the shooter's building. On the ground, people alert law enforcement.
Officer, people in our country that shouldn't be here. Dangerous people. Criminals. We have criminals. We have people that should not be here.
Seconds later, another video shows an officer walking backwards, apparently looking up. A man approaches and points to the shooter's location. The officer turns and walks out of frame. At the same time, 2 counter-sniper teams are captured in these photos, aiming in the direction of the shooter.
That's crazy.
Realizing the danger, the crowd outside the perimeter starts rushing away. On the other side of the field, a counter-sniper can be seen peering through his scope at the direction of the building where the shooter is.
What happened?
Shots are fired at 6:11 p.m. Trump is injured. The gunman is taken out seconds later. On his body, law enforcement find a remote transmitter to detonate explosives that were later discovered in his car, along with a drone, a tactical vest, and more ammo. Investigators also found the shooter's cell phone on his body. It had a screenshot of the live stream of the rally. It was taken 10 minutes before the shooting. And the search history of the cell phone showed that he had looked up articles about prominent U.S. politicians, both Democrats and Republicans. Tianghua, CNN, Bethel Park, Pennsylvania.
In the weeks leading up to his assassination attempt on Donald Trump, Crooks's online activity revealed disturbing patterns. He searched for images of Trump, Joe Biden, Merrick Garland, and other high-profile figures. He also explored the Democratic National Convention, Trump's rally venue in Butler, and historical assassination attempts. On July 6th, Crooks registered for the rally and looked up details about John F. Kennedy's assassin, Lee Harvey Oswald. He researched power plants and bomb making, and even visited a shooting range. The day before the attack, he bought ammunition and a ladder. On July 13th, he took a day off, promising to return the next day.
So the investigation moves forward a little bit every day. Let's kind of go through where they are as of right now. Interesting facts, the suspect late last week told his employers at the assisted care place where he works as a dietary specialist, I need Saturday off.
Premeditation.
That's right. I have something to do that day, but I'll be in on Sunday. I don't know if that was just to cover, not take attention away from that, I'll be in on Sunday, or now we look at mindset, did he expect to survive and escape? The other question that was swirling around for so long, and we've all heard this, even on our own air, is how did he get on that rooftop? We know he purchased a 5-foot ladder that morning, Saturday, at 9 a.m. at Home Depot near his house.
Before the assassination attempt, Crooks requested an AR-style rifle from his father, who handed it over, thinking it was for practice. Hours later, Crooks's parents reported him missing, raising concerns about his well-being. Meanwhile, Crooks drove to the Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, parking at a nearby gas station. Witnesses saw him acting suspiciously, pacing near the rally grounds and climbing up air conditioning units to reach the roof of an adjacent building. By 5:06 p.m., he was positioned on the roof, ready for the attack, while his parents were falsely claiming he was missing.
Look, they're all pointing.
The Atlantic, maybe the Pacific.
Yeah, someone's on top of the roof. Look. There he is right there. Right there, see him? He's laying down, see him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
Instead, I'm here with you fighting like hell to get a Senate.
What's happening? Yeah, look. There he is.
Because we have millions and millions of people in our country that shouldn't be here. Dangerous people. Criminals. We have criminals.
He's on the roof. He's right here.
We have people that
Right
should not be
here.
here.
Right on the roof.
It's much tougher than
What
happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit. He's going down! On the roof, he's going down!
Stay over here. He's on top of the roof. Don't go over there.
His rooftop perch, Crooks aimed his weapon at the rallygoers below. Observant attendees spotted him and quickly alerted law enforcement. A local counter-sniper identified Crooks and texted his team about the threat. By 5:14 p.m., another sniper captured a photo of Crooks and shared it with other officers before going outside to maintain visual contact. As backup rushed to the scene, the sniper stayed on the lookout, ensuring Crooks didn't slip away.
I climbed the wall, and I popped my head right in front of him, bro. He's got a book bag, he's got mag, AR, laying down. Yeah, he's laying down, prone out, book bag next to him.
We were supposed to get a face-to-face briefing with the Secret Service snipers whenever they arrived, and that never happened. So I think that was probably a pivotal point where I started thinking things were wrong, because that never happened, and we had no communication with the Secret Service.
You had no communication with the Secret Service at all on that Saturday?
Not until after the shooting.
And by then?
It was too late.
Crooks fled his spot, dodging 4 local police officers. The Secret Service, alerted to the potential threat, took no action. By 6:03 p.m., Trump was on stage, addressing the crowd. The Secret Service, trained for such scenarios, remained inactive.
When he was able to pull his head up over the roof, he did in fact see an individual on the roof with a weapon.
He saw the shooter.
He did.
And what did the shooter do?
Turned towards him, had the barrel of his weapon
pointed at the officer.
Well, he pointed his rifle at the officer.
Yes.
And at that point, the officer's hanging on to
Yes.
the side of the roof,
Yes.
unable to pull a gun out,
Unable to
defend himself, unable to reach his radio.
any of that. Yeah. Yeah. Strictly defensive movement for him to lower his head, duck, lost his own grip, right? Fell approximately 8 feet to the ground.
At approximately 6:11 p.m., Crooks fired 8 shots into the rally, striking Trump in his upper right ear and hitting 3 rally-goers, 1 fatally. Law enforcement responded quickly. 6 seconds after Crooks fired his first shot, a Butler County's Emergency Services Unit member fired back, causing Crooks to recoil and pause. However, Crooks repositioned himself, but before he could resume firing, a Secret Service counter-sniper took him down with a precise shot 16 seconds after Crooks' initial shot. With Crooks' death, the true motive behind the assassination attempt remains a mystery. Despite leaving behind digital and physical evidence suggesting a sinister motive, the FBI has been unable to determine why Crooks targeted Trump. This raises questions about a possible link between Crooks and the FBI. The truth about Thomas Crooks and his actions may never be fully uncovered. However, one thing is certain: Crooks was not the innocent, lonely boy he was portrayed as. His actions were part of a well-orchestrated illusion that masked his true danger. In the wake of the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, a whirlwind of conspiracy theories has erupted online, capturing the attention of millions. Almost immediately after the incident, hashtags like staged and fake assassination began trending on social media platforms. Some critics questioned the authenticity of the event, claiming it looked staged. One post even asked, if a bullet grazed him, where did it go? This speculation quickly gained traction, revealing a deep-seated distrust in the official narrative. The assassination attempt on Donald Trump has ignited a firestorm of conspiracy theories, making it one of the most controversial incidents in recent history. Almost immediately after the shooting, speculation ran rampant online. Some right-wing commentators claimed that President Joe Biden orchestrated the attack. They cited a misinterpreted quote where Biden supposedly suggested putting Trump in a bull's eye. This out-of-context statement fueled claims of a deep-state assassination plot, with social media users alleging that a recent Democratic bill to strip Secret Service protection from convicted felons was evidence of a conspiracy to eliminate Trump. Meanwhile, some Democrats faced backlash for their comments following the attack. A staff member for Representative Benny Thompson made a controversial post, suggesting people should take shooting lessons. At the same time, another Colorado lawmaker tweeted that the last thing America needed was sympathy for Trump. These remarks were quickly condemned, but they only added fuel to the fire, reinforcing the belief among some that Democrats wanted harm to come to Trump.
Secret Service increased Trump's security recently over intel of Iranian assassination.
Rumors circulated that the Secret Service had intentionally allowed the shooting to occur. An anonymous user, 4chan, claimed to be a counter-sniper who had been ordered not to intervene, though this assertion lacked credible evidence. Videos from the rally showing agents appearing slow to respond only intensified these theories. On the other hand, some theorists suggested that the entire incident was staged for political gain, pointing to images of a bloodied Trump raising his fist in defiance. Others even proposed that the real shooter was someone else entirely, further complicating the narrative.
Qasem Soleimani had been the #1 foe of the US in the Middle East for many years. There is no question that he was the most important person for Iran in projecting Iran's interests. For at least the last
The revelation of an Iranian assassination plot against Trump following the killing of General Qasem Soleimani exacerbated the swirl of conspiracy theories. This context only deepened the intrigue, as many connected the dots between international threats and domestic violence. Was this a tragic misstep or something more sinister? With the FBI's involvement now public, the case took an unexpected turn. What secrets lay buried beneath the surface? The line between protector and perpetrator blurred, leaving everyone to wonder, who can we trust? Share your thoughts on this in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe.